Good morning and welcome to Real Talk with Tamra. As you guys come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. I want you guys to know how much I appreciate you so much. All of my old subscribers, all of my new subscribers, all of my future subscribers. I want you guys to know how much I appreciate you, okay? Um, I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps to keep the video in the algorithm, okay? And also, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. If you find yourself unsubscribed, just resubscribe again, okay? I wanted to talk about Young Dolph's brother, Marcus. I know I've done about one or two videos on Marcus. I have not done many videos on Marcus. Um, and I just kind of wanted to touch bases. I think I did a video on Marcus maybe a month or so ago, or 2 months back. And I don't talk about Marcus a lot because I know Marcus is a witness and a victim, right? And a lot of people have kind of thrown his name around, of course, and he people wondered why they had so many questions about this, and that as it relates to Young Dolph's brother. Why wasn't the car this? Why wasn't the car that? And I think I said that I had been told that Marcus let off some shots. Marcus is when stuff like that happens and it happens instantly, like, first of all, people go into shock and they go, what just happened? Um, so when when people place judgment, when something like that happens that instantly, and it was like a sneak attack, there's no uh I mean, there's nothing worse than an ambush. They was definitely ambushed. And I've heard, quite a bit. I don't pay a lot of attention to like some of the stuff I as it relates to that, I don't even listen to in the vlogs, but I know that there have been a lot of stuff because he's been one of those ones like Daddy O that has not been in the spotlight. And of course, Marcus would not be in the spotlight, especially if he's a witness and a victim. We saw how Marcus was pacing back and forwards when his brother was killed, right? Trying to get into the cookie shop, right? So that would mean one thing, that right, Marcus was on the outside of the cookie shop because he was pacing back and forth trying to get in. And of course, if you click the door, and I'm not saying at some point he had not been in there, um, but if the cookie shop, if you they use they buzz you in from the inside, of course it would have been hard for him to get back in there if you have to be buzzed in, right? And so I know a lot of people kind of made a lot of fuss about that. Well, why was he locked out? And I've worked in offices where anywhere in a administrative office, basically. Well, the ones that I've worked in with the police department, you have to buzz people in and out. Okay. So they can't get in unless you buzz them in. Okay. Um, and so with that area around the cookie shop being a high crime area, okay, I could understand why they buzz people in and out. You kind of want to see who's coming in and out of there. That could be a very good reason. I know a lot of people have issues with me being a 40-something-year-old woman and not believing what they say. I understand that there are a lot of mental ill people on here. And so what people do is they go and they try and make accusations against you when you don't feel what they want you to feel. One-on-one mental illness, okay? Because I ain't never seen a bunch of grown ass folks that can't say, well, listen, I don't believe that, but hey, that's a grown ass woman or that's a grown ass man. They can believe what they want to. Well, if you don't believe what I believe, you was involved. Some of these folks need to go check their ass into Lakeside. You pathetic, okay? As I've always said, I don't know who worked in that cookie shop, but I have not been told by a credible source that anybody in the cookie shop was involved. But of course, I don't know everything about the case. I sure ain't gonna listen to what a bunch of folks on YouTube say, right? They probably ain't never, some of them never even put their feet in Memphis. Okay. So they can't tell me anything. Hell, I wasn't out there on the scene. But as I've said, some of these folks now, because they are so sure about what happened, either they was out there, okay? Because I've said before, some of these vloggers need to be investigated. They so sure about what happened, they had their ass out there and they was a part of it. They had to have been, okay? They had to have been out there since they're so sure. Either they was out there, okay, or they're just trying to push a narrative. I've always said there's nothing wrong with a person having his or her own opinion, but you don't condemn somebody because they don't believe what they believe. Well, it's obvious. It ain't obvious to me. I wasn't out there. Okay. But what I have said is I have not had anybody credible to tell me that the cookie shop was involved. Oh, well, then, cause such and such said it. They said it. It happened. Well, that motherfucker needs to be arrested. They know everything from A to Z. They was involved in this DOLPH case. I done told y'all some of these vloggers was involved. Okay. So miss me with your opinions about you can have your opinions and I respect that, but you're gonna respect mine. Okay. But anyways, I had to go and put that into the atmosphere. Shit. Don't have me waking my grandbaby up. But I had wanted to talk about markers because I was talking to somebody the other day and people, well, who is your folks are so pathetic. They be wanting to know who I talk to so bad. You wouldn't know if I told you. Okay? But see, people start trying to do that when they want to discredit you. How come you won't tell me your credible source? Fuck you. I ain't got to tell you. You just know that it's credible. And I'm not talking about my subscribers. I'm talking about the damn trolls that they sent over here. Okay? Not my subscribers, not y'all. Not the spectators that are civilized, not y'all. Okay, so don't take offense to that. But with Marcus, what happened to Marcus? I was talking to somebody the other day, of course, and this is the second time that they said it. And I really don't like to put a whole lot into the atmosphere about Marcus because when it comes from people, certain people that I know that work downtown, I think about the areas that they work in downtown because I know people in every office. Okay. And this came from somebody that worked down there, but out of another office, you know, out of another area. And I'm sure they would know something. But this is like the second time when we had this conversation that we was talking the other day and this was brought up again and we got to talking about somebody. Okay. And I have to walk on a tightrope because they was looking at my vlog and it's like, well, you sure did reveal a whole lot. I said, okay, when people tell me something, because see, I'm not trying to hurt no case. I have to honor that, and I'm not. But the case is already solved. Okay, it's basically already solved. It's just a matter of tying up loose ends. But we got to talking about one of the young men that's locked up. Okay, and we got to talking about Young Dolph's brother, and they said it again, and they said it matter of factly that Young Dolph's brother was shot. And so people was asking me why I wanted to see that video. Okay. I was asking about if anybody could find a video of Marcus when he was out there when Young Dolph got killed, because I know he was pacing back and forwards, and I know he was, I had already been told about the 911 call. I talked about that last year when I was told about the 911 call about Marcus. His call was the first call to come through. Now I know how the 911 call works. When when you call in, it goes to different stations, not different. When I say stations, I mean workstations as far as the dispatchers. And Marcus' call was one of the first to come in, and that means nothing because I'm sure other calls had started to come in, I guess. And he was in, I was told that he was in pure hysterics. I put that out way like last year, like around April. Okay. So it's been about a year ago. He was in pure hysterics and fright, and it was just fear. And it got me very emotional when I was told exactly um, you know, w- w- you know, about the situation as far as with Marcus calling. And I'm sure he was. You could tell that the way he was pacing back and forward, seeing his brother laying in there, and then it happened so fast. I think Marcus did a good job to be able to react that quickly, especially when you are ambushed, especially when you're ambushed, right? And so I was told, this person said it again, I was asking about one of the dudes in jail. Well, we was talking about one of the dudes in jail, and the person said again, he shot Young Dolph's brother. That's why he shot his brother. But it was not a life-threatening shot or anything, but he tried to kill him. And so that's one of the reasons why I said he was shot. He said, yeah, it was shot. It just was not a serious wound. And he the person told me that, you know, he told me some more stuff. And I kind of hate to put stuff into the atmosphere because I want to hear it from somebody directly within one of the offices that as I said, people have gotten a very, very tight lip, but there are people that know what happened and still have been able to look at a few things. But the person said it matter of factly. That's the second time that it happened. And like I said, that's the reason why that the person said it. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to look at that video to see if Marcus was hopping or anything like that. And somebody has sent me a video, and the video was blurred or whatever because they've scrubbed just about everything off. You know what I mean? I know people can get fragments or something like that, but I wanted to see it for myself because I'm very meticulous about what I put out. And I even went back and forth about if I should put this into the atmosphere. Although the person that told me wouldn't make up nothing, I'm sure that the person that told me heard it from somebody from one of the offices downtown, okay, that would have that paperwork, okay. So they said it again when I asked them about I didn't we was talking about Cornelius, and he said again, just like he said the first time, Cornelius shot Young Dolph's brother, okay. And so I don't know, you guys. With Marcus being, I'm hearing he's in protective custody, and if he is, he should be, because I'm sure a lot of these clowns, it would be good for him to be psychologically. I know it messed him up. Um, to see his brother laying there. And like I said, that's one of the reasons why I don't like to put out wrong information, but the person works downtown, just not in the office where I can say that it is absolutely 100% true. But they work downtown, just not in the office that I'm used to getting the information from. Okay. But we'll be around that information. And like I said, I know for them, even those people that work down there, my sources, they don't make up stuff. Hell, they don't, because I think this has been extremely stressful for a lot of them, having to, with the information that comes in, having to keep work a lot of those files, having to keep a lot of that stuff sealed, keeping it from the wrong people, from leaks and things of that nature. Um, but for some reason, because when the person said it again and they said it matter of factly again, it made me think or know that that person had heard that from somewhere. They had heard it. I had never heard it from anybody until that person said it. But as I said, even some of the people that I know are 100% credible had never said that to me. But of course, I had never really asked them anything about Young Dolph's brother. I hadn't. I had always been extremely interested in finding out about, indictments, and things of that nature, um, involvements, why this, how, what they found out as far as how and why this thing came about. That kind of sparked my interest, of course. And so I had never, because I knew Young Dolph's brother was a victim and a witness. I never in my life, not one time, ever thought that Marcus had set his brother up. You know, like I said, hey, when people go quiet, I guess it leaves much to the imagination, to those that especially don't know a whole lot about investigations. When you have a case as big as Young Dolph's, it is always good to protect the witnesses. And as I've said before, I think that they have done a very good job at keeping the witnesses that they have protected. Like I said, I know people have their very own opinions about certain things, and I'm not gonna get on here and cap and say it's 100% true. It's probably got some truth to it, because the person that told me worked down there. Okay, the person that told me worked down there. It would be more credible than folks that don't know a damn thing. Okay, but I have to say, I'll say allegedly, because for me, like I said, I don't like putting out false information. I don't. If I put it out, you better believe it's going to come from a credible source, and this person would be credible because I do believe that they heard it. Even some of the people that give me information, when I've asked certain things, they go, I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that. You don't even need to know that right now. It wouldn't even be good for you to know that. And that's the reason why I say that all the time. It's not good for at this point, at this pivotal point in the investigation, when people start thinking that they want to find out stuff. Now, when other folks, some of these folks was trying to find witnesses and stuff, it was because they was paid by the people that put the hit on Dolph. You better believe me when I tell you that. Okay. And law enforcement is very well aware of that. That's why I say y'all gonna see a lot of people going to jail that didn't even have to, that was not originally involved, but doing any damn thing for a dime. Right. But yeah, I was told, and I would say this person is credible because they worked down there. The Marcus was shot. And that's why I got about, shout out to Deshaun. He did send me, he did find the video on this page, and he sent the video to me of when, but it was blurred, when Marcus was when the police put him in handcuffs, and it do look like he might have been kind of hopping. You know what I mean? It was not a serious wound or anything like that, because I was also told, I guess I may as well tell everything. I guess I was also told that Marcus did not go to the hospital. He actually went to uh ended up going to like a minor emergency or something like that. That's what the person told me. So I don't know. I definitely don't know. I would have thought that Marcus would have he was definitely questioned, right? Um, but I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I don't believe that he was the person that was dropped off at the hospital. Um, because somebody was, and um of course I know people got about trying to find out who that was because of the HIPAA laws. You're not going to find it out anyways, not until everything comes out in court, and people don't need to know who that is anyways, right? People don't need to know who that is anyway, because maybe they decided to turn state's evidence or something. Who knows? Okay. But I wanted to get on there and talk about that. I know Marcus has had a hard time um like I said, just seeing his brother laying there, and I know some people gonna get mad at me and say, young dog brother had something to do with that. Go to hell, kiss my ass. Okay, if he did, you must have been sitting there plotting with him. Okay, if for you to be so sure that Marcus plotted on his brother, some of these folks had their asses in them rooms and need to be in jail, because if you that sure, that means you was there. Okay. No, I wasn't there. Do you know Marcus? Oh, know him. Have you ever been to Memphis? Oh. Okay. All right. Well, God bless you. Okay. You know, I always said that it's a good thing to keep it is a good thing to talk about the Young Doss case and keep it alive. But it has the case, people have put so many legs and arms and stuff on this case, to until just making it into a mockery, that they try to make it look completely deformed, when I've always said from the very beginning, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. All you have to do is go back to the beginning. It's not that complicated. Okay. I've always said that from the very start. I said I don't necessarily know who was everybody that was involved, but who all you got to do is go back and look at them first two shootings, um, as it relates to him. It ain't gonna be that far off. I think I have always said that. I've always, said, even when you start to get frustrated, just start praying, because I know a lot of times when they get real closed mouth, and sometimes and oftentimes it's good, especially when you're trying to protect something. It's not good to necessarily let the enemy know what you have going on, because trust me, they're watching, they're listening for clues. They got their vloggers out there trying to find out information, trying to pull people in that may have been out there that they know, to try and get information, especially on witnesses. Okay. I know they did in the very beginning. Um, but I've always said, just kind of pray about it. Pray about it, pray it through. And because I don't even know everything, right? um I just know a little bit of what people may feel comfortable with telling me, and some of the things that I've been told, if I couldn't say if I wanted to, because if a person says, I'm gonna tell you something, but I don't want you to say anything. Hey, I'm a woman of my word. It ain't worse than, I can't stand um a person tells them something in confidence and then tell them that it is in confidence, because I want you to know, because I know you're interested, and then they go and spit it out. I can't stand a person like that. I cannot. I don't like, for people, I just don't like people that is consistently, I don't like people have mad day and consistent. It's a lot of stuff that I know as it relates to anything, because I can find out anything that I want to. Okay. You will never hear me say it. Somebody was saying something to me the other day as it relates to YouTube, and I had somebody on YouTube, and they was like, such and such, saying they was going on and on. I didn't say one word, because I had been new. Even when they was regurgitating it to me, I knew that they was a little off, because we had been new. Okay. But I never said one word. Okay. Because that's just not, what's the word, my steel on a lot of things, when some of these folks need to be, bust out. I'm talking about that has something to do with this Young Dogs case. But we just let the feds indict them and bust them out. Okay. Trust me, ain't nobody got to put into the atmosphere who's going to be indicted. These folks already know that they're going to be indicted. The ones that's going to be indicted know. They know more about it than, they got to get on Instagram and stuff and floss. That's the reason why they're so frustrated. Folks say, why are these people being evil? You would think that they would go underground. These folks already know they ain't got a damn thing to lose. They start getting frustrated when they start getting frequent visits. I mean, why you want to take that out on somebody else? Y'all, they did this. They were the ones that collectively got together and decided that they was gonna play God and take a man out, and then tried to take his brother out with him. Okay, and because his brother was there with him, and his brother reacted to try and bust back or protect his brother. Okay, so I think, when people get through criticizing Marcus, I think he reacted fast considering what happened, because sometimes when ambushes and stuff happen like that, people will freeze up. Okay, they will definitely freeze up. Folks will say, well, how he get to that gun that fast? Maybe he got to it that fast because he was sitting in the car. Who, you know has anybody ever thought about that? Maybe he initially walked in with him and walked out and got back in the car. I mean, you know people come with all of this grand stuff, but the logical stuff never touches their mind, right? As far as Makitas, like I said, I don't know who worked in that cookie shop. It wouldn't be good for me to start throwing ideas and stuff into the atmosphere when I have not had anybody to tell me anything about that cookie shop. And I have to say they haven't. And they don't have to. They don't have to tell me anything. Okay. I have a relative that works right downtown, right in the midst of that. And that has never come up. The only time I asked I said something about the Makitas cookie shop one time just to see the reaction that I would get. And the person said, I said, I have not accused the Makitas cookie shop. And the only thing the person said to me was good. That's it. They didn't get into it. They didn't say anything else. They just said good. Okay. So I took that as a cue. Okay. Um, that good. That's it. Okay. And nothing else was said. So each and every person can believe what they want to about that. But you have to think about those young dudes down there are talking. If they tell on their mans, it wouldn't be nothing for them to tell on the cookie shop, right? So, Young Dolph's case is bigger than what anybody would ever know. But it's not that complicated, especially when you know all the players. I don't know all the players. I don't know. I just know some of the names that I have been told, you know, um, and that's all I can say about that. Well, how come you can't believe what I believe? You an investigator, fuck you. Because and then first of all, an investigator don't make assumptions. Okay. If I've ever said anything about somebody, you better believe, or thrown shots out about somebody, you better believe a credible source has said something to me about it. First of all, I'm not investigating the Young Dolph's case. I'm not. Okay. But if somebody has told me something that's credible, then you might see me going in another direction than everybody else. Okay. And I do that for a reason. And when I don't know something, because I don't need to get on here and make a fool out of everybody, I'll say, you know what, I sure don't know. How many times do you hear me say that? I don't, Miss Tam went, I sure don't know. I don't know. Okay. If it's something if it's something that I might know and I've been told not to say anything about, I'm gonna say I mean something I do know, or somebody has touched on and they've asked me not to say anything about it, I'm gonna say I don't know. Okay. Because I'm not one of those ones just for views and then somebody gonna steal the information and go regurgitate it anyway, like they came up with it. So a lot of stuff, it would be best to wait until, the trial starts. Because one thing we do know, it's going to be a trial, okay, for some of them. Because I still believe some of them are going to plead out. That's the reason why they're trying to get that judge off the case. But as far as Marcus, that's what I was told um, by somebody. If that person was not right, somebody can get in here that knows Marcus and say that that's not true. I don't mind that. But that was the second time that person had said that to me. When they told me the first time, I didn't say nothing. But they said it matter of factly again. Cornelius shot Young Dolph's brother, and that's the reason why when I was on my live the other day. I said, somebody, and I didn't even tell nobody, send me, we had just had that conversation. Somebody find that video of Marcus being out there and send me that video, because I wanted to look at some stuff myself. Okay. Anyways, you guys, we sending prayers to Young Dolph's brother and his family, and may God give Marcus the strength when the time comes for him to speak, for God to give him the strength, because I know that's going to be hard having to, I know it has more than likely already been hard having to give statements, because why wouldn't he give a statement? That was his damn brother. Marcus a snitch. He's supposed to have loyalty to some people who slaughtered his brother in daylight. Some of these folks is twisted. This fentanyl got y'all screwed up. Ain't no way in hell nobody with common sense would not say something and tell what they know. And that's his brother. He's supposed to have more loyalty to the niggas that came out there and took his brother out than he do his own brother. Yeah, because it's a cold. I can't speak. They killed my mama and kids, but I ain't fair to say nothing. That's how pathetic some of these people. It's some brainwashed ass folks. Cause I'm a gangster. I never say nothing. They done took all my kids out. Twisted. I don't see how some of these women lay with these men. Some of these men. Oh, I just don't see how some of these women lay with these jelly back, good for nothing maggots. Okay? With the mindset that they have. I'm a straight up G. They took out my whole family. I never said a word. I don't talk to the police. Pathetic. Okay? The police, the enemy, and somebody just took out your whole family. And you want to be able to go back to the hood and somebody pat you on the back. But then getting in back room saying that motherfucker need to get out of that stuff. They talk about you. He on heroin real bad. He needs to get off that heroin. Okay? Because ain't no way in hell I keep my mouth closed about somebody that just took out one of my loved ones. So, I think Mark is brave for what he did after what happened to his brother. Because, like I said, most people would have froze up. Some people that's talking about him would have did a damn thing. Hid up under the damn car. The police would have had to go up under there and pull him from up under there. Okay? They'd have been so scared. Okay? But anyways, you guys, please like, share, and subscribe. I wanted to talk about that. It's I think we're drawing near the finale of this, and I've been getting into other subjects because when people know that they are about to go down, they go into pandemonium mode. Believe me when I tell you, they know. They mess with me because they want to see if I'm going to call your name. Motherfucker, I don't have to call your name because the folks ain't visiting you for nothing. Don't let these folks fool y'all. Okay? She capped. Yeah, they want me to be capped. They wish they had the resources, the resources that I had downtown. Okay? All right. When you work somewhere for 20 years, you can never point out who it is. Okay? For those that want to hate, you can never point out. When you work for somewhere for 20 years, you prove yourself to be solid. I ain't no damn fool. I know what to say and what not to say. And I'm sure not going to compromise a case for some views. But I can put enough out there to say the folks going to get got. And so what people try to do is they're so evil and jealous. Well, how come they ain't been got then? She ain't credible. Every time I said that there was going to be some arrests, there have been. I'm telling y'all, it's going to be some more indictments. Okay? I'm telling y'all. See, folks are listening to me so they'll know what the direction to go into and then to try to discredit me. Okay? I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. That's all I got to say to some of these crazy people, okay? But anyways, you guys, please like, share, and subscribe. I want you guys to know that I appreciate you so much, okay? I appreciate you so much, all right? I'll talk with you later.